morning, coast and countryside people. Today we're going to be talking about storing a bit of power for emergency use. Now, this has been sparked by the recent hurricanes in America taking out power for quite some time, and I was not being able to talk to some friends out there. We've been planning for quite a while for an emergency backup because we don't really trust the power system in this country anymore. So I got to thinking, we've got a small scale solar system. That sounds like a small load of planets, doesn't it? Which is basically just a small 12-volt system with some leisure batteries, which will power most of our appliances in an emergency. Not everyone's got that. Although it didn't cost that much money, it's not something that everyone can set up because circumstances are different. So I thought I'd show you today the different ways we've got of storing a small amount of power for use in emergencies. So start off. Now, like I say, not everyone's got a solar system, but most people have access to USB ports. There'll be a charger on your laptop. Some new houses, new wiring systems have even got these incorporated into the 13 amp sockets on the wall. I've got one that I've just put in. So if needs be, I can plug something in that needs charging with a USB into the car or into the house or into my laptop. So bearing that in mind, if most people have got access to those, you can store some power. Now, this is your basic power pack. This will store quite a bit of power in it. I got it from Amazon. They sent it to me by accident. I didn't actually order it, and in the end I didn't end up paying for it, which was nice. It's meant to be emergency car starter. This little port here has got leads that you put straight onto your battery. Now, I don't think that's really man enough to try to start a car. I'm not saying that it won't, but as a storage thing, it's got a couple of USB ports. 5-volt one there, and I had to look this one up. I didn't know what the second one meant. It says QC3 on it, which is a quick charge. I didn't realise that. You can plug your smartphone into that and it will be like 50% charged in a minute, which is okay if you want a quick charge, I suppose. But this will charge 2 or 3 phones before it exhausts. It's also got a light on it, which switch the button at the side. Ooh, hang on. We're not going to get it to work. That one's on. Well, take my word for it, it's got a light. When you go, there it is. Yeah, I knew it had a light somewhere. And switch that off so it's not using it. It's got the little state of charge indicators on the side there. It takes quite a while to charge from a USB charger, but once it's charged, it stays charged for ages. This hasn't been charged for a month or so, and it's still full power. So there's that. You can plug anything that's got a USB charger in, USB lead into it. Other things are these little lights. Again, you charge it up with a USB. This one's magnetic, so if you've got an emergency, you can stick it onto anything magnetic. Again, little state of charge thing on the first press there, so you can see how much power's in there. It's fully charged. And 2 presses, you got your light, and then you got flashing for your emergency or whatever. Now that one is just a light. It lasts for ages. It's brilliant. This one looks the same but slightly different. It's got an input there, which I use that to charge various other things as well. On the other side, it's got an output, so not only is it a light, in an emergency you could also charge your phone with this, or your smartphone, your computer, whatever will be charged from a USB charger. So it's another source of power there. Now, in an emergency, if the power's all down, and obviously your internet is going to be down because that's on part of your power from your house normally. So you want to know what's going on. I've got a digital radio, which is fine. This charges with a normal smartphone charger, which is this, into USB. Now, if the digital radio service in your country or area is down, I've got a shortwave radio, again same charger, so you can run this from the same power. Now that you can listen to broadcasts all around the world on there. In emergency, your local country will just broadcast on all frequencies that there's an emergency, and you've got to tune in at a particular time, I think 6 o'clock or something like that, for updates. It just tells you very little about what's going on. Then it tells you to switch your radio off to conserve your battery, which is sensible. We've also got battery chargers that run off the USB ports. This one is for the little power packs that run your smoke alarms and things. I've got one indoors that charges the AAs and AAA batteries, which are very useful for torches. You can see you can never have too much light. If you're sitting in the dark and you don't know what's going on, you want light. So nothing wrong with having several sources of light. This one doesn't rely on the USB at all. This is just my old fishing headlight. It's several settings on there, one light, 2 lights all flashing. Turn it off. Now that was flat as anything, and just before I started the video I wound it up. It's a wind up charger, and I wound that up for exactly a minute, and you can see that's put a charge in. 5 minutes on that will give you about half an hour's light, which is fine. Also, at a push, take the thing off there, and you've got the old style charger for one of the older style Nokias. So at a push you could charge your mobile phone. Of course mobiles will only work if the mobile phone masts are transmitting, but that's another story. If the phones are working and your house internet is down, we've then got this, which is a little, I think they call it a MiFi box. This one's called TP-Link 4G LTE. Now you pull this open, it's like a little mobile phone but without the keypad and that, and it needs a SIM card. Now I picked up the SIM card separately from our cheap shop. It's just a little, it costs 75p, which is $1 in America, and you whip the card out, put it in there, and you can then connect, in this case, to the 3 network if it's up and running. And then you pay maybe a tenner or £20, whatever you want, for data for the use on that. I used one of these for years. I paid £15 a month, I think, for my data, which was enough to stream like 2 videos and use forums and things like that. So that's your backup internet. I say it's only going to work if the phone network's up. I don't think that's connected to the satellite or anything. So that's that. So yeah, I think we've covered most things there. You've got your light, you've got your chargers, and like I say, keep them charged. That's the main thing. Even during the summer, I regularly plug all the lights in and charge them up, even if I haven't been using them. Put them on, discharge them, charge them up again, but just make sure, because you never know when an emergency is going to happen. You know, your lights could go out tomorrow, and you wouldn't have it. You'd be sitting there in the dark, basically. So we've got lights on that, headlight that wind up, 2 forms of light storage there, a power pack, and your backup torches. So I keep in the house, after I've charged my batteries, I've probably got about a dozen each of AA and AAA batteries just ready to go. Keep them in a little box and charge them up regularly. If they sit there for too long, they're obviously going to lose a bit of charge, but they won't lose all of it, so you've always got something. So there we have it. And in emergency, don't forget, if you've got a car and it's got a petrol engine outside, you've got a generator. So if you need power, you can go and switch your car on and plug your USB charger into the cigarette lighter socket, and you've got power. So there we go. See, nearly everyone's got a generator, unless you've got an electric car, of course. I don't think that will work very well. Okay, thank you all for watching, and keep the lights on.